Hello folks, I thought I'd do some breadboarding infrastructure today. I really like these little alligator clips, but the issue I have with these is that on something like a potentiometer, these guys can kind of move around a lot, even on the solder lugs, and sometimes they'll wiggle loose or contact one of the other lugs. What I thought I'd do is take a couple of these values that I use lots of, the A100K and B100K, and just wire some up permanently so that I can use these more reliably in my breadboarding setup. I've done this already with some of my jacks, and I've also done it with some toggle switches and foot switches. I use a lot of these test leads, but I find myself only using the really short ones like this. And the kit I got came with a bunch of these longer ones, and I find that these are plenty long to just cut in half, and that gives me a couple of leads that I can solder to something. So to do that, I'm just gonna clip that with my wire cutters. Okay, before I can get going with soldering, I need to strip and tin these wires. And I find that with some of these smaller gauge wires, these auto strippers I use tend to cut into the actual wires rather than just stripping the insulation. So to help avoid that, what I like to do is, if I'm doing a bunch of wires at once, take 2 or 3 at a time and strip them at once, and that reduces the pressure of the jaws on the individual wires and helps to minimize that. Line up the ends and pull those off. Right, there we go. 4 potentiometers wired up for breadboards. One last thing I want to do is just put a little bit of something to hold these wires together. That way, even as these are being pulled around, there's a little bit of support right there. If you're wondering why I left this one with only 2 wires, this one is a pot I'm going to use for testing out different filters as a variable resistor. So I don't need that first lug wired up. This one's going to be used as a volume control, so that's why I need the ground down there. But here I'm just really using it to adjust the impedance relationship with some capacitors, so 2 is all I need. Alright, there's our results. If you found this video helpful in any way, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you next time.